Obsidian Entertainment just dropped an extensive 31-minute gameplay demo at Gamescom 2024, and it's packed with tons of new details. Now, the reason why I'm so excited for this game is because it is aiming to be one of the shortest RPGs, and I'm someone who has a difficult time finishing games that are 50 to 60 hours long, so this game seems to be right up my comfort zone. And to be honest, I feel like smaller projects are being made with more love and care as compared to big AAA titles that feel more bloated in its overall experience. So it's nice to have an RPG that is going to be similar length to something like Outer Worlds, but hey, that's just my personal opinion. Now, this video will not be a shot-by-shot breakdown of the gameplay, but I wanted to give my overall thoughts about the game based on what we have seen. And just to be completely transparent, I haven't personally played Pillars of Eternity, which I know this game world is a part of, so my opinion is based on how the game currently looks, and to be fair, it looks really good. First up, let's talk about the world of Avowed. Now, the new gameplay gave us a fantastic look at the different environments we will be exploring, from the lush green forests to the freezing snow-covered peaks of the Living Lands. Each location seems to be bursting with life and lore. Now, the detail to attention here was really impressive. Each area feels alive with its own story waiting to be discovered, and I think the lighting in some areas specifically looks really awesome. Now, exploration is clearly a major focus. You're not just walking around, you're scaling cliffs, jumping across gaps, and even delving deeper into ancient ruins. Verticality is going to play a huge role here, so it's not just about going up and down, it's about how you interact with the environment. There's a real sense of freedom and adventure with plenty of hidden secrets, puzzle to solve, and of course, tons of loot to grab. So if you love exploring every nook and cranny, this game seems to be a treat from the world building aspect. Now, the combat looks much better than what was shown in the earlier builds. Seems varied as you'd expect from an Obsidian RPG. We got to see a mix of melee combat, magic, and range attacks with a good balance between all three. The spells look cool with some devastating effects that will make you feel like a true force to be reckoned with. And the best part, you can customize your approach to combat, making your character truly your own. Personally, I love the idea of this mage holding a spellbook and blasting people away. I mean, the elements and visuals here looked really great overall. Now, what's really cool is how the game incorporates RPG elements into the gameplay. Dialogue choices and branching paths are a big deal, and they'll influence not just the story, but how the world reacts to you. It's all about player agency, giving you the power to shape your journey, which makes a lot of sense because the game is going to have multiple endings based on player choices. So the game is being set up to be experienced multiple times with different playstyles, which sounds really good. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. The frame rate. Obsidian has confirmed that Avowed will target 30 FPS on Xbox Series S and X at launch. The developer said that players don't necessarily need 60 FPS performance in a first-person single-player game, and a 30 FPS output allowed them to explore graphic fidelity and lighting. They said it's a trade-off we opted to make relatively early, and we're really happy with it. The game's running pretty smooth for how visually dense it is, and that was always our goal. But as far as greater understanding of performance spec, we're still figuring all that out. It's one of the last things you do. Now, Avowed is not the first Xbox first party to launch with performance on consoles locked at 30 FPS. Bethesda's Starfield launched at 30 FPS on Xbox Series S and X last year, and so did Arkane's Austin's Redfall. Both games, however, did receive a patch later that brought the performance up to 60 FPS on consoles. In fact, the latest Starfield update added 60 FPS performance for the game on the lower end Xbox Series S earlier this week. But naturally, 60 FPS should be the bare minimum that fans are expecting, and rightfully so. Now, looking at the gameplay footage, it's clear that the game is running smoothly, with plenty of detailed and polish. It's a bit of a trade-off, but from what we have seen, the game still looks pretty good, and it seems like Obsidian is aiming to deliver a visually stunning experience. But this does seem to put an asterisk for some people who are going to be playing this game on the Xbox consoles. Avowed is set to launch in February 2025, and from what we have seen, it's shaping to be one of the biggest RPGs of the year. Whether you're a fan of Obsidian's previous work or new to their games, there's a lot to be excited about. The gameplay, the world, the story, it all looks like it's going to deliver a rich and immersive experience. So what do you think about Avowed? Are you excited about the gameplay, or are you still on the fence about the 30 FPS target? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, happy gaming!